Dear friends, welcome to another episode in the fantastic world of military. In this video, we will talk about how the defense against 99% of the aerial threats launched by the Tehran regime is showing the world its capacity to handle concentrated offensives of missiles and drones. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now and hit the notification bell to not miss any updates. In the early hours between April 13th and 14th, Tehran launched the largest drone attack in history and one of the biggest missile attacks in recent decades, totaling 170 drones, 30 cruise missiles, and 120 ballistic missiles. These are tremendously lethal offensive weapons, capable of carrying more than a ton of explosives, enough to destroy entire blocks. However, despite all this destructive power, 99% of them were shot down, most long before reaching the airspace of the target country. But what lessons did this impressive defense teach the world? Before answering that question, we must understand what Tehran's objective was with this offensive. When a country launches dozens or hundreds of missiles and drones against a well-defended target, its goal is to saturate the enemy's defenses so that at least part of the attack can get through and hit something. This is exactly what Vladimir Putin does in Ukraine, launching dozens of drones and missiles, knowing that most will be brought down by Ukrainian defenses, but also knowing that at least a part will get through, enough to spread significant destruction through Ukrainian cities. For Tehran, if at least 10% of all its more than 300 missiles and drones could really hit something, the destruction and casualties caused, although limited, would still serve as a victory for the regime. But by losing 99% of everything it launched, much of it long before even nearing the target, what the Tehran regime achieved with all this was a major operational failure. From the defender's side, the main lesson this defense left was, always have strong allies effectively willing to protect you. As reported by Tel Aviv, its defense was composed of a large coalition involving the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and even Islamic nations like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, with the Jordanian Air Force effectively intercepting and shooting down some missiles and drones. According to the available information, only the United States shot down about 80 missiles and drones, with French, British, and Jordanian planes successfully intercepting dozens of others, leaving for Tel Aviv's fighters and defenses the interception only of those that managed to get through, a number that, according to some sources, corresponded to approximately 40% of the total. Therefore, having strong allies, and above all, those willing to defend, no matter the aggressor, is one of the most important lessons this defense left at an operational level. The most important lesson was that the best defense against drones are fighter planes. Indeed, of the 170 drones launched, mostly the Shahed 136 type, it is estimated that almost all were brought down by fighters. These kamikaze-type drones, although slow, with a cruising speed of 99 miles per hour, can fly very low, greatly complicating their detection by ground radars, which means that terrestrial air defenses can only detect and intercept them when they are literally passing over them. But fighter planes operating at thousands of meters in altitude can detect these drones from several dozen miles away, locking them in target and shooting them down easily through short and medium-range missiles. The same principle applies to cruise missiles. Like drones, cruise missiles can fly at very low altitudes, but are much faster, and even the simplest models reach speeds close to 620 miles per hour, meaning they are even more difficult to bring down by ground-based air defenses as they appear and disappear from the skies in a matter of seconds. Therefore, when facing a large attack with drones and cruise missiles, the tip is to intercept them from the skies via fighter planes, leaving the ground-based air defenses with the task of intercepting ballistic missiles. As the name suggests, ballistic missiles describe ballistic trajectories that take them to altitudes of tens or even hundreds of kilometers, making them easily detected by terrestrial radar stations that can determine with great precision the estimated point of impact, with this information then being transmitted to the batteries specially developed for this type of interception. Another very important element to ensure the success of defenses against large air attacks is the abundance of means of early warning, both terrestrial, represented by large radars with high range, and aerial, through planes equipped with sensors and radars, not forgetting also the orbital means. The United States has a vast network of satellites around the globe with a single mission: to keep watching the Earth's surface for infrared pulses. Whenever a strong, sudden, and brief pulse of infrared radiation is detected by this satellite network, it is a sign that very likely a ballistic missile has been launched, with this information being transmitted to other means of surveillance and early warning, which will take care of confirming the launch and, if positive, follow the threat and coordinate its interception. The presence of many means of early warning, including satellites, was also fundamental to achieve those 99% interceptions. This defense also showed that it is much harder than it seems to saturate a modern and well-assembled defense system. It was always believed that a few hundred missiles and drones launched simultaneously and against the same target would suffice to saturate any air defense, even the most modern in the world. However, as was proven on April 14th, not even more than 300 missiles and drones were enough to saturate those defenses, which functioned as planned, stopping a potentially very lethal and destructive attack. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe and activate the notification bell to not miss any news, criticisms, ideas, or suggestions. You can leave them in the comments.
מתחתיך ב2, 3, 1 אני ממליץ